Hello, friends. Just a short video that I'm going to put in front of a lot of our current deep dive videos that we're doing on Now is the Terminator. I just wanted to give a shout out. If people aren't aware, Thomas Tenney, who did the art on a lot of the issues of uh, Now's Terminator series and was the artist on Marvel's Force Works for the first handful of issues, is having health issues. Um, and he's also having money issues. And he created a GoFundMe. And I guess the goal is 20,000, and he's already at like 13, $14,000. But I'm going to put a link in the description down below. If you feel the need to help him out, if you've read any of his work, he's done many other things other than Terminator and Force Works. He's been the artist on a bunch of indie books. Um, but again, I just wanted to make a quick little shout out uh, to make you aware that yet another artist that we've all seen his art, we've all read the comics that he's drawn, is going through a hardship. So please look in the description for the link to his GoFundMe. If you can donate, that would be excellent. That would be awesome to help Thomas Tenney out. Thank you again, and we will continue with the deep dive. Good evening, friends. I'm Mark Stanislawski. I am also Good Ideas Comics, and welcome as we continue this deep dive into Now Comics 1988 series, The Terminator, based on the 1984 movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Um, it takes place in the future. So Reese and the Terminator came back in 2029. This takes place in 2031. Uh, I'm not sure. To me, it's like a parallel universe. It isn't really attached. Even in this future setting, I know it's supposed to be, but uh, I look at it as different. You could look at it, you know, you could look at it different as well. You could be okay. This is 2 years after the time traveling Reese and the Terminator came back, and it's actually canon. It's part of canon, and that's fine too. It works for the most part. Quick recap: we went through the first three issues. The videos you can find on my channel. Those three issues were bangers, wall to wall action. They were action packed. We got a John Connor name drop. We got to see Kyle Reese's younger brother. Yeah, it was, and it all culminated in a nuclear missile blowing up and destroying a bunch of Terminators. I hope that we continue Sarah Slammer's story in future issues of the Terminator. I'm not sure, because this is no Terminator number 4 takes a different approach. It's a different story. First of all, you've got this unbelievable cover by Ken Call. If nobody knows who Ken Call is, look him up. He's on Instagram. He's mentioned. He is an unbelievable painter, and this cover right here proves that he's an unbelievable painter. I don't know how he got to do this cover. Uh, he maybe he knew somebody, maybe he knew the publisher, maybe the publisher Tony Caputo reached out to him. I have no idea. All I know is uh, he's an unbelievable painter, and this is an excellent cover. Not as good as issue one's cover, as we can see. They're still using Mitch O'Connell's cover art to hello focus as our corner box. But let's quickly dive in. We have a new writer, Jack Herman. Jack Herman is a well-known indie writer. He's written The Elementals, Bill Willingham's Elementals. He's done all kinds of stuff for all kinds of indie books. He wrote, I don't know if anyone's aware of a book called Eagle. Um, from it started out as oh, what was it? Oh, God, I can't think of the publisher now. It was Crystal something publishing, and then it became Apple Comics. But it ran. I think Jack Herman was there from the start. He might have even co-created it or created it. And yeah, it ran for like an unbelievable amount of longer than you would think like an indie book would run for. It was in the 20s, I think, maybe even the 30s. It was around a while, and he wrote every issue. But yeah, he's a decent writer. I did read his Elementals, um, and yeah, Tom Tenney we talked about, Jim Brosman still inking, and the cover by Ken Call, which is unbelievable. Um, so this takes place in South American rainforests, Brazil, Venezuela, basically the Amazon River basin. Um, Skynet says, "Hey, you know, humanity gets the majority of Earth's oxygen uh, from this incredible large forest. If we if we eliminate the forest, we eliminate the oxygen, we could destroy humanity with greater efficiency. And the big catch here is destroy the rainforests with economical use of energy and resources. So what do? They send one lone Terminator. That's certainly economical. I'm not really sure how he's going to destroy the entire rainforest, just one Terminator, but I think that's all part of the story. And then we're focusing on a certain tribe. They're having a feast because they're having a meeting with a another tribe. It's kind of a peace talk thing, and they're supposed to have a boar there, as part of the feast. So they kill the boar. Um, the hunter killer flies overhead, and these are, I don't want to say they're savages because they're not. But they're not used to they're not into civilization. So yes, a lot of this stuff, and because this part of South America, Brazil, Venezuela was apparently spared from Skynet's nuclear annihilation. They have no idea what's going on. Uh, they have no idea that the machines have taken over. The machines want to wipe out humanity. They just don't know what's going on. So, the Terminator lands. He clears an area, sets up this machinery. And this guy says, "Hey, I think it would be a good idea for me to steal that machete." Not really sure why he'd want to do that. Terminator sees him, fires essentially point blank, and continues firing and misses him somehow. And then it's explained that because of the dense forestation and the humidity and everything going on, it kind of messed up his targeting, which is why he missed. Okay, I don't know if I buy that, but okay. It's a machine, and I get that. So it's recalibrating itself. So it shouldn't happen again. He shouldn't miss like he's missing up here. We still got great art from Thomas Tenney. We go back to the village. They tell the big guy what's going on, what they ran into, and he doesn't believe him. He's like, "Yeah, get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about." Uh, I mean, great double page ad for Racer X. Now Comics, of course, was uh, that was one of their big titles aside from the Terminator, Speed Racer, Racer X, and do I have it? Yeah. So I like it. I like the double page ad. I mean, I think that's great, actually. Um, so now the Terminator again. I guess he's trying to fit in with the locals, so he paints himself up. Not really sure why he would do that because, as you can see, he comes into the village and just starts killing everybody. So, why would you take the time to like paint yourself up and like you're going to blend in when you're just gonna march in there and start killing everybody? I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me, but um so yeah, he just starts killing everyone, gets an arrow in the eye. I like that. Breaks it off so that we know he is a Terminator. Not really sure what this thing is. But it kills this guy. Is that like a grappling thing? So when it gets that far from him, it shoots the grapple through him. Okay. Um, Now comics, I think the artists could do, and I've noticed this through all four issues now, is that some of the action scenes, some of the death sequences, especially, are kind of muddy. You really need to pay attention and watch and kind of, I guess, figure it out for yourself about how somebody gets killed. And I get it, I mean, it was the 80s. Comics were supposedly still for kids, and they didn't want to show the graphic bloodiness um, that it requires. And I get it because they want as wide as audience as possible. That's fair. But yeah, the Terminator just starts destroying the village, killing people. There's some great action here. The two guys who got away from him in the forest take off, and you can see the village is burning. Everyone else is dead. So it's just these two guys. And then the great last page where the Terminator confronts him and said, "This hunt is over." So yeah, we get some letters for the Terminator #1. People are loving it. Uh, yeah. Again, this is definitely a change of pace issue uh, from the first three issues. The first three issues I really enjoyed. I thought they were baller. I thought it was great. And this is still a good issue. It's a good story. Like I said, I love Jack Herman as an artist. Tom Tenney's art is still good. Um, Ken Call's cover is great. It's definitely a different. It's more. There's more drama in this issue than there was in the first three issues. I think in all three issues combined, there's a lot more going into these villagers, going into these people, And I get it. Jack Herman wants to bring that out, and I'm here for it as well. But I do hope they get back to Sarah's Slammers. Now, we'll continue. I said before that I didn't have any numbers um, for the first issues because, you can't find them, right? Well, I keep forgetting that I have this the Standard Catalog of Comic Books, second edition. And this carries figures for a lot of books. Um, and the Terminator's in here, and it does carry figures. Let's go see if we can find it, because I know it's in here. Let's see, Tarzan, the Terminator. There it is. First series from Now Comics. This is going to be tough because you're not going to be able to see this. But here are some. Now, this only gives me Capital City distribution figures. So we're going to go through the first 4 issues, and we're going to look at Capital City, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, so these are going to be Capital City distribution numbers only. We don't have diamond numbers. Capital City distribution at the time in 1988 from through the 1980s, I think into the 1990s. Capital City distribution distributed comics from like the mid northern west, across to the northwest. So, maybe what, a quarter of the country, so you had like what, Wisconsin, Minnesota, that area over to the northwest, Washington, Oregon. I don't know how far down they went. You could look it up and see where exactly what states they were distributing in. I did read an article that Capital Cities numbers were typically 5 to 12% of diamonds. So, well, let's just say, issue number 1, that's not 19,000. That's issue number 1, Capital City, 9,200 copies. That's pretty good. I mean, even if it's, for issue 1, let's face it, issue 1, that cover was a baller cover. So I could see, and the Terminator from, again, 1984 was an ultra popular movie. So 9,200. Even if it's 12% of diamonds, that's crazy. You're looking at 90,000 units from diamond. I don't know about that. I don't think it's that much. So I'm not, you're 80, 85, 90,000. I don't think so. Anyway, we can only comment on the numbers we do have, which are Capital City. So issue 1, 9,200 from Capital City. That's not bad. That's actually pretty solid. Issue number 2, it actually cuts almost in half. Okay, we're at like 60%. So we're at 5,975 copies for issue number 2. And then 5,675 for issue number 3. Again, you're ordering 3 months ahead, so you don't know, as a shop owner, you don't know how this book's going to sell. So, you order number 1, you order, let's say 10 copies, just to make it easy. You order 10 copies. Okay, issue number 2. Well, you don't know how issue number 1's going to sell because you don't have it yet. So you say, okay, I'm only going to order like 6 copies of number 2 and 5 copies of number 3 because I don't want to be stuck with all these back issues. The great thing is that issue number 4 actually went up like 725 copies to 6,400. So, excuse me. So number 1 obviously sold very well, and shops were like, okay, you know, I can order like 7 copies, possibly 8 copies of issue number 4 because I know number 1 sold so well. And that's as far as I'm going to get. I'll go through these numbers after every video as we go through the issues. But yeah, I mean, obviously, the Terminator was a pretty good selling title for Now Comics, and actually, from what I'm seeing, it was their best-selling title. I think until basically just about until the series ended, and then at the end they got a hold of the Green Hornet, and it came out with Green Hornet books toward the end of the Terminator run. Once they did Green Hornet, Green Hornet actually became Now's best-selling title. But for all intents and purposes, at this period in time in 1988, yes, we're still we're kind of at the end of 1988, the beginning of 1989 now. At this point, yeah, the Terminator was Now's best-selling book, and you know, we see it in the numbers. And I always forget that I have this catalog because it is full of numbers. It is full of some good information. I mean, you know, you can see how thick this thing is. You know, 1,500 pages, and it's full of comics. Not all of the titles have numbers, obviously, but you know, it's also a price guide. But these prices are outdated, way outdated. This came out in 90 something or other. Come on, where are you? 2003. I'm sorry, 2003. So the prices in this catalog are already 23 years old. So, but I think that's going to do it for this. I was glad to remember this. I was glad to give you some numbers because that's what we're all about here. You know, we're not one of those other channels that tries to say, oh, this book is ultra rare, you know, you should sell it for $100 because it's so rare. No, these books are not ultra rare. There's plenty of copies out there. You can find these books fairly easily. You could definitely find them easily on eBay and other places. You know, like I said, I just was able to finish the run. Most of the issues I got for $1 to $2 a piece. Like I said, issue in a previous video, I think issue 1 and 2 was like the most I paid. I paid like $4 a piece off eBay for issues 1 and 2. Oh, and here's another thing. The issue 4 that I have is a newsstand. And again, when I got these books, I wasn't seeking out newsstands. I didn't care. I just wanted the book to read. So it was a nice surprise that issues 1, 2, and now 4 are newsstands, and my issue 3 is a direct. I mean, that's fine if you want to call it that. And you know, at the time, late 80s, we're going into 89. You know, the newsstands were kind of dropping off. I think we were at like what, 10% of all the books coming out were our newsstand, and the rest are direct because this is the advent of the direct market. So nice to have those. Anyway, enough of me talking. I'm tired. I want to go to bed, and As always, thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you in the funny pages.